নমস্কার দর্শক বন্ধুরা, রেস স্পোর্টসের পর্দায় আপনাদের সবাইকে স্বাগতম। আমি সায়ন এবং এই মুহূর্তে রয়েছি যুব ভারতী ক্রীড়াঙ্গনে। আমরা সবাই জানি এই রবিবার কিন্তু লিগ নির্ণায়ক ডার্বি। অনেক বছর পর এমন একটা ডার্বি, যেই ডার্বি থেকে কিন্তু যে দল জিতবে বলা যেতে পারে সেই হবে এই মৌসুমের সর্বোচ্চ লিগের, ভারতীয় ফুটবলের সর্বোচ্চ লিগের চ্যাম্পিয়ন। এবং এরকম একটা ম্যাচেই কিন্তু মোহনবাগান ইস্টবেঙ্গল তারা কিন্তু রবিবার এই ডার্বির মুখোমুখি হওয়ার আগে তাদের সাংবাদিক সম্মেলন সারলো শনিবার যুব ভারতীর প্রেস কনফারেন্স রুমে। সেখানেই কিন্তু ইস্টবেঙ্গলের পক্ষ থেকে ইস্টবেঙ্গলের হেড কোচ অস্কার ব্রুজো এবং তাদের একজন ক্যাপ্টেন অর্থাৎ মোহাম্মদ রশিদ, তিনি কিন্তু আজকে প্রেস কনফারেন্সে উপস্থিত ছিলেন। এবং তাকে কিন্তু ডার্বি নিয়ে জিজ্ঞাসা করা হলে তিনি কিন্তু বলেন যে আমি এর আগে যতগুলো ডার্বি খেলেছি অবশ্যই সেই ডার্বির সংখ্যা কম, কিন্তু আমি যখনই ডার্বি খেলতে যাই তখনই কিন্তু আমি মুখিয়ে থাকি, কারণ এটা একটা হেড টু হেড, নেক টু নেক একটা ম্যাচ হয়। এবং এই ম্যাচে ভালো পারফরমেন্স করাটা যথেষ্ট গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, কারণ 70 থেকে 80 হাজার দর্শকের সামনে দুই দলের সমর্থকদের সামনে কিন্তু এই ম্যাচ হয়, তাই এই ম্যাচে পারফরমেন্স করাটা কিন্তু যথেষ্ট গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। অন্যদিকে অস্কার ব্রুজো তিনিও কিন্তু একই সুরে বলেন যে অবশ্যই যে এরকম একটা গুরুত্বপূর্ণ ম্যাচ, এবং এই ম্যাচে ইমোশনের থেকেও জরুরি হচ্ছে মেন্টালিটি। চোট, অনেক রকম বিভিন্ন ধরনের কাট সমস্যা সবকিছু থাকবে, কিন্তু সেই সমস্যার পরেও একজন প্লেয়ারের মেন্টালিটি যদি ভালো থাকে, সেই মেন্টালিটির ওপরেই কিন্তু ভিত্তি করে ম্যাচ জেতা যায়। এবং এটাও কিন্তু মাথায় রাখতে হবে, অস্কার ব্রুজো তার কিন্তু এটা শেষ ডার্বি হতে চলেছে, কারণ তিনি কিন্তু এই মরশুমের পর আর কন্টিনিউ করবে না, সেরকমই কিন্তু তিনি জানিয়ে দিয়েছেন। এবং সেই কারণে তিনি বলছেন যে অনেক সমস্যা আছে এই দলটাতে, অনেক রকম চোট সমস্যা আসে, সেই চোট সমস্যা কাটিয়েছি আমরা, এখনো কিছু চোট সমস্যা রয়েছে, তারপরেও বেস্ট সলিউশন নিয়ে আমরা দল গঠন করছি। এবং এটাও মাথায় রাখতে হবে যে এর আগেও ইস্টবেঙ্গল বেশ অনেকবার জেতার জায়গা থেকে হেরেছে। তিনি আই লিগের কথা বলেন, চার্চিল ব্রাদার্সের কাছে হারের কথা বলেন, তিনি এই মরশুমের কথা বলেন যেখানে সেমিফাইনালে কিন্তু ডায়মন্ড হারবার এফসির কাছে হারতে হয় ডুরান্ড কাপে। তিনি কিন্তু আইএফএ শিল্ডের কথা বলেন, তিনি কিন্তু সুপার কাপ ফাইনালের কথাও বলেন। এখান থেকেই তিনি বলছেন যে শেষ মুহূর্তে কি হবে না হবে সেটা এখনো জানা নেই, কিন্তু নিজেদের বেস্টটা দিতে হবে। এবং তিনি কিন্তু এই ম্যাচ জিততে যথেষ্ট মরিয়া, কারণ শেষ ডার্বি হতে চলেছে এবং শেষ ডার্বিতে কিন্তু জিততে মরিয়া অস্কার ব্রুজো। আসুন তিনি আর কি কি বললেন শুনে নেওয়া যাক রেস স্পোর্টসের পর্দায়।
Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, our squad here, Rashid is today one of our captains. We are going to miss three of our captains, Saul, Maesh, and Sobik. But we have been dealing with this all throughout the season. We were coming back from multiple problems in forms of injuries, trying to understand and giving the best solutions. So tomorrow is not going to be an exception. We always make the effort of not having to miss anyone or complain or regret. So tomorrow we are going to come with a fresh unit, and I hope that the boys are up to the mark. There is a lot of special things. From my very first day, I think that apart from being a coach and focusing on the technical things, I'm a passionate guy. So I really feel very inside me the colors of East Bengal. I'm not going to hide it. Even I can say that I consider myself a fan of East Bengal. I know the pain, I know the struggles, I know what is happening in the last years in East Bengal, suffering and trying to come back and trying to be in a position to fight with the best Indian clubs. I even know what happened in the last I-League game in the season 2018-2019 when they played with Churchill Brothers. The last game of the season, it was a fail. I know what happened this season when we did a tremendous effort to try to lift a trophy and we lost 2 finals. So it looks like it's a story of pain. And as you say, as tomorrow is going to be my last derby, I hope that is going to be the moment that we can set that negative tendency. For example, that East Bengal could never beat Mohunbagan in the ISL. The best thing we can do today is having a positive mood and face the game with naturality. Regarding me, I'm not important at all. The important thing today is the derby. I already say it's very simple. No plan, no talk. So the executive committee have an idea, the board of East Bengal have another idea, and Mami might have another idea, and I have my idea. So no plan, no talks. That's my part, and I cannot add anything else on this. And right now, I'm not important at all. I want to focus, and I would like that from now, please, let's go for the derby, which is the most important. Absolutely. I joined East Bengal 1.5 years back, and this team, I say many times, this team was in a very bad position situation, and especially on the mental part, because the squad of players, they were a normal squad of players of the ISL, but the team was broken probably for a long pre-season and some tournaments at the beginning of the season that they didn't went in our favor. I will never forget that I came here and East Bengal was sitting on the bottom side of the table, and in 1.5 years, when we are about to finish the season, we have the opportunity to be talking to all of you about the title. So the change of East Bengal in 1.5 years is huge. There is a lot of processes involved. I'm not going to come in all the positive things that we did, but there are a lot. And as you mentioned, I totally agree with you. Football sometimes is not about technical or players or systems. It's about mentality. So that is the biggest change of East Bengal. I think that we have built a unit of winners, of everybody, not on the games, but in every practice, knowing that if they have a bad practice, probably their possibilities to play on the next game are less. So this is one of the things that I'm proud of, that we could put that winning mentality in a daily basis. So I hope that this continues, because as I say, I love this club too much, and I hope that the future of East Bengal is bright. On home Bagan side, nothing changed, only the coach and a couple of additions. On our side, we are radically different from that derby that I came here 1.5 years and off. On Mohun Bagan side, well, they are the current champions. They produce the biggest number of national team players. Besides, I don't agree that players like Rakip, Vishnu, Pipin, they are high performance in this ISL, and I cannot agree that at least they should be in the per list of the national team. But Mohun Bagan produce the biggest number of players. Some of them are going to be on the bench tomorrow. They cannot even start. They have the biggest budget, both in the domestic contingent and in the foreign contingent. They have a squad that was prepared to play in the international competitions. So Mohun Bagan, they are keeping their status on Indian football. But here we are. If we need to talk about favorites, it's clear that Mohun Bagan has the advantages that I just mentioned. But if we need to talk about performance, which is our part, I'm cool, I'm confident, I'm determined, I'm excited, and I really believe that our guys tomorrow, they can play a good game, and we can take the 3 points with us. So that is the difference from 1.5 years back and what is the East Bengal of nowadays. 22 years without the major title of Indian football, which is the league. We can be talking about title, but we can also be talking about finishing in the 5th position. So that part is not with us. We take the derby as one more game. We did the full preparations. We are aware of what is the position of the table. There are 7 teams that are title contenders nowadays. There is not only a league title, but there is also a qualification for the Asian Champions League next year, which Mohun Bagan cannot play, and Goa already have the stand. So there is a lot of things at stake. And if we relax, all this talk of today, it can revert back on us negatively, because as I say, we can finish 1st, but we can also finish 5th. So the target of the season for us is done. If you ask any of our management and myself from the beginning of the season, I say that this would be a positive season if we can finish in a top 6. So now that the goal of the club is done, now we have a dream. So we want to convert this dream, and we have 2 bullets. One is for the league, and the second one is to have the possibility to play the Champions League the next year. So we don't take it as a responsibility. Probably in terms of responsibility, Mohun Bagan will have more tension because they need to defend the title, but we are having a dream, and when you have a dream, you can move mountains. Of the Super Cup, I got a red card, and I could not be there in the final. So, of course, controlling the emotions in this kind of games is an important part. Say that, what a beautiful situation we are facing now. End of the season, derby, title decider, best scenario of Indian football, best historical clubs of Indian football, best referee Venkatesh of Indian football, and here we are with our dream. As I told you, the emotions we need to transfer them into performance. There is no way that the emotions dictate our approach to the game. It's the opposite. It's our approach to the game need to dictate our emotions. So in this, we are working with the guys. Rashid already mentioned that we are in full control of ourselves. I asked my boys this week to have a winning week from the first day of practice, and that means that in our mentality, we are coming tomorrow with the full determination, the full conviction, and we want to give this to our fans, as we say many times in this press conference. War is having this kind of thing that until he takes a full month of rest, he has to deal with this. It's nothing severe, it's nothing bad, but it's an injury that needs rest. So he's making an immense effort to be helping the team. And War is a warrior, and he can choose to stop 1 month, or he can choose to control the time, the game time that he can have in every game. So I really appreciate the players having this kind of mentality, especially in these moments that we are having injuries and that we are at the most important stage of the season. And the first question you asked me about it.
Compared to the previous derby they have played, so this is generally in a
Which is the previous derby? League, ISL? The previous derby we played, it was in Goa. We got a draw and we qualified for the semi-final. This one? Very similar. And in that game, the game was open. It was a 0-0.
Yeah. Super Cup.
It was a 0-0. Besides both teams, they were trying to win the game. I think that we controlled the game very much during 60 minutes. We were the better side, but it's also true that in the last 30 minutes of the game, with the power that they have, or the depth of their squad that they have, of course, they came very strong in the last 30 minutes. They created a couple of chances, but we were successful in that one. So for tomorrow, I think that the approach from Lovera and from me is going to be the same. We are Spanish coaches. We don't understand contention. We don't understand holding. We like attacking and we like winning. So we have our tools, and tomorrow we will use our resources accordingly to try to be successful on the most important game of Indian football.
We only have time.
About that, we will have time to talk after the season. No? About Spain and Spanish, I love Spain to win the World Cup, and I would love East Bengal to win the ISL.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is the third derby, second one in Kolkata. I think it's one of the biggest in Asia. East Bengal versus Mohun Bagan. It's very interesting. This game is for every player. They always want to enjoy these kind of games. It's fun to play these kind of games. But another derby that I played in my career that's been very interesting is the Persija versus Bandung in Indonesia. This is also just as big. 80,000, 70,000 fans go to those games. It's very electric. The atmosphere is amazing, similar to what East Bengal and Mohun Bagan have here. And it's been going on for years as well. So for tomorrow's game, obviously, wish a speedy recovery for Saul, for Maesh as well. Very important players for our team, for our family. Tomorrow is a very particular game that depends on small details. We're going to be there. We have to be focused from the start. And the game is about 11 players. So whoever is not there, someone else will come in and do the job. It's just about putting 100% effort, 110, 120, and going to the last minute of the game. And hopefully we do that, obviously with the instructions of that we will get from our coach. And from there we will take and carry the game on forward. I think not only me, I think everyone saw this from the start. The way we've been performing, the results, they all speak for themselves. I think this is the best start in ISL history. So for us, obviously, we had high hopes and we had a target from the start. So I think we're following that path. We're going there. But like we always spoke about from the start, it's step by step and it's game by game. It's also training by training. So we take everything day by day, and we obviously from the start of ISL we weren't thinking about the derby. Now we have to think about it because we have to play it. So it's just game by game, and now we have to look forward to tomorrow.
16 to say?
7.
7 teams fighting. It's hard to look for a draw only. you have to play and give your best in this game. It's not about drawing or looking for a negative performance. Let's say you have to go all out. It's either do or die. This is what they say in America: do or die. So this is what we're looking for at the end of the day. It's not about looking for a draw. We have to play smart, of course, but at the end of the day, there are 7 teams looking to be in first, second position. And obviously, this also takes you to AFC. So everybody's fighting for positions still. It's not over yet. For these kind of games, like I said, any player looks to play these games because the atmosphere is just amazing. You look for those kind of games and you look forward towards them. So this kind of game, you actually have to go in cool because if you press yourself and you're nervous, then it becomes a problem. You have to play with your mind a little bit to be able to come in as cool as you can. Coolness as a mentality, and not coolness, like bite. But so you have to do this for yourself. You have to work on yourself mentally for these kind of games because, like I said, this kind of game, any player in the world, not only in India, in the world, likes to play these games. It's fun, it's amazing, but at the end of the day, there's something at stake. I think it's not about midfield. I think it's 11 versus 11. It's the full team that has to fight against the full team. So I think we've been doing very well the last games and everything. But this game is going to have, it's going to need extra effort, extra work. So it's not just about the midfield players or the strikers. It's about the full team, the full squad doing what they have to do and pushing themselves towards the target of this match. And for your second question, I mean, if you say that they're not in form and they're in that position, I don't know if that's a good way to look at it. But in my opinion, for us, we just think about us as a team, as East Bengal. We don't have to look at, at the end of the day, it's who you play. It's about yourself. It doesn't matter who you face. You have to worry about yourself, work for your team, and the instructions that you get, and then you do your thing on the field. Of course, I mean the result will end up giving you I would say the champion for this year because at the end of the day, it ends up with the result win or lose or draw. There's going to be one of us on top of the table because of the point difference. So yes.
যুব ভারতী ক্রীড়াঙ্গন থেকে আমি সায়ন, রে স্পোর্টস।